everybody, Paul Berry, Family Friendly Gaming, and with me this week is
Teen Gamer.
And we are doing a brand new series. This is FFG's Top 10.
Yeah, we do our normal walk that we do, and that's where we came up with the idea for FFG Chronicles, and for this basically, and we were like, you know what, that's actually a pretty good idea. Let's try it. And we're starting off with the top 10 worst companies
that we have to deal with. You know, we were working with different companies, and we've come up with a list. We both have our own list.
Yeah.
He's got a list, I got a list. Both got our own little list here, and we're going to give our list of the top 10 worst companies we have to work with. In fact, why don't you go ahead and give your
number 10?
10 through 6.
Okay. Well, my number 10 is Mojang, because after they released Minecraft on the 360, they decided they were too big for us. And they haven't responded to any emails after the thank you for that.
And we use that that thing in Outlook that tells us that they return receipt, so they received it. And we put in there, did you read it? And it's like, we're getting messages back. They received it, they read it. And
we know they're looking at it.
They're just too important to bother to reply. They don't want anything from the 7 million viewers in Family Friendly Gaming universe.
And my number 9th spot is taken by NIS America and Japan. Their definition of a beta isn't a full game glitchy. It's a glitchy demo. And everything's like a download.
2 or 3 hours of gameplay, or 1 hour, or something like that.
It wasn't even an hour. It was like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh yeah, you can go play online modes. You can be ready for launch. And then they took us a month to get back to us after launch to give us the download code.
Yeah.
And taking my number 8 is Sega. I mean, they've sort of, after the 90s, they've sort of been on the decline. Let's be honest here.
No, they've attacked YouTubers and...
When was the real last good Sonic game?
Sega's been really flaky.
Sonic Boom. That's all that needs to be said. Bandai Namco after Project Cars. That was the worst game. We turn right, it goes left. They did not like us pointing that out.
Yeah. Please hide that. Excuse me. And so when we don't hide it, then they're like, oh, well, we're not going to talk to you anymore. And
in the number 6 spot is Zumba LLC / Majesco. They decided that they wanted our videos that have been out there for how many years now? What, 2, 3?
Yeah, over 2 years.
Over 2 years. They decided they wanted it, and Majesco decided, we said we should release a Zumba album, because we get all these comments saying, where can I buy this song? I love this song. So we're trying to make them money. They don't even respond.
Yeah, we're trying to help them out, and they can't be bothered responding.
That's my top.
That's your 10 through 6? Okay,
yep.
So my 10 through 6, I'm starting with EA. EA has been flaky the last, I don't know, like year and a half. I don't know what's going on there. Again, you know, they're getting emails, they're reading emails, and they'll sit there and reply and be like, we're gonna tell you, you know, we'll talk to you about this tomorrow. And tomorrow comes and goes, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and you're like, you go back to them, hey, you promised you'd get to me back on this, and you never did. What's going on? Then they can't be bothered to respond anymore. So EA is my number 10. They've just been flaking, you know, horribly lately. Number 9 is WB Games. You want to talk about flaking, and flaking for years. I mean, every year, many years ago, we had the same problem with the Lego games. They would promise us a Lego game. We would go, okay, great, yeah, we're happy to play this Lego game. We're happy to review the Lego game. You know, they usually do well in our review skill, and nothing. So a week later, I contact them and say, hey, where's the Lego game you promised us? You know, here's the email where you promised you send us a Lego game for review. And what happens is they immediately reply back. They overnight a game. And then a few days later, we get a second copy of the game. I'm like, what?
Back in the day, we got even more. It was like 3 copies of each version.
Yeah.
Some of these systems we don't even have yet.
Yeah.
Like the original Xbox. You just sent us 3 copies for system. We don't even have.
So that's how they used to be. And now, it's like they can't even be bothered to reply. You know, if like, they'll sit there and like one game, like, here's a download code. And the next game, next 2 or 3 games, we won't hear anything. And then the game after that, out of the blue, we get a physical copy. I mean, they are so flaky that they're my number 9. Number 8 is going to be 2K Games, 2K Sports. Again, I don't know, they think they got too big, or they didn't like some of our reviews. They flaked out. You know, going from being invited to the private meetings at E3, you know, and backroom, backdoor kind of dealing things where they show us games to, you know, they pretend like you stopped existing. You know, I don't know what's going on with 2K Games, 2K Sports, but they have like been flaky. In fact,
they got their heads a little too big after basketball.
I forgot to mention, I have an honorable mention that's not on my list, and that's Konami. Konami's been flaky for the last, I don't know, 13 months. I don't know what's going on with them.
They just couldn't make the 10. They were just good enough.
Just above. They'd be 11. My number 7 is Bandai Namco.
That's my
Same
number
thing.
7.
I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, they were all, palsies and frenzies, and then all of a sudden it's like, one review they don't like and they just go, bye-bye. So they're my number 7. My number 6 is Sony. Sony, I don't know what the deal is with Sony. I mean, Sony has been flaking for, I'd say, 2 years now. I mean, it's like one day we're getting every game possible, and the next day they can't reply to emails anymore. And it's like, what's going on here? Especially like the MLB, the show games. It's like, we got those, I don't know, like 9 years straight in a row, and then all of a sudden it's like we don't get one, and we're asking, hey, what's going on? And they can't bother to reply. And you're going, hello,
But we know
please
they
be
read
professional.
We know they read them, though.
Yeah, we know they read them, but they're just, pretending like they don't hear from you. So that's my 10 through 6, and let's go for your 5 through 1.
Okay, my number 5 is Square Enix. They really didn't like our pointing out how corrupt they were, not responding, so then they took us off their email listing, decided we don't ever need to be contacted again, which is what they had been doing anyways, but
Yeah, that was funny. They were sending us everything, and then they promised to send us something, and I said,
don't they keep deleting our Square Enix press account too or something?
yeah, they did for a while there. Yeah, for a while there, they kept deleting our press account. They just kept, removing it and locking it down, and we're like, well, why are you acting so childish and unprofessional? Well, what happened was they had promised us some digital download codes, and if you know, it doesn't cost them anything for digital download code. All they have to do is go to the machine, generate a code, copy it, email it. I mean, you're talking 5 minutes of work.
If that.
If that. And they're like, oh, we can't give you any codes for these 3 games we promised you.
So let me.
And so we said, well, does integrity and honor mean anything to you? And they got so offended that we asked about integrity and honor. Like, we will never talk to you ever again.
Here's all they have to do. Here's all Square has to do. So, assuming the computer's not on, so assuming it's on the ground, they reach down, poke it in the power, wait for it to boot up, turn on a mouse, move to the program, double click the generate, click Control C.
Paste it in the email.
Nothing that difficult.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Sony, because they just they decided to ignore us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know why. They just up and left.
They were my number 6.
Yeah. And my number 3 is Nintendo.
Nintendo.
They're Nintendo. There's nothing else that can be said.
Oh, but there's some history. I'll talk about the history when I get to mine.
It's Nintendo. They have Splatoon. They promised a bunch of things, and then we went out and bought the game because it looked pretty cool. For
It's Fire Emblem.
Yeah, well, Fire Emblem we knew it was going to be bad because if they're pushing their beliefs. And my
I was almost splitting it though.
Oh yeah, they decided to Pokemon it.
Mm-hmm.
And Atlas takes to number 2. After Etrian, they just they showed their corruption, and so Sega bought them. I wonder if that's part of the problem.
The Sega now. Yeah.
Atlas corrupts. Absolute Atlas corrupts. Absolutely. And my number 1 was EA. They get back to you. They don't.
Yeah, and another thing's funny about EA, when we're talking about EA again, is they would give us all the private meetings at E3 as well. It's like, oh, here you can have a private showing. They give us the top color tag where we could walk into anything at any point in time and just walk in anywhere and
play any game.
You were
You could
first
cut in
class.
line.
Yeah, cut in line. You didn't have to worry about lines with the color tag they gave us. So anyway, so coming up to my 5 through 1 is and actually the same here. Square Enix.
They just take the middle. I mean,
they're the issues we have with them, and maybe they're starting to turn around as one of the PR firms that actually contact us about one of their games. So we'll see if they're going to finally correct their unprofessionalism and mistakes. Number 4, I have Sega. Again, Sega is so flaky. I mean, one game they're all over you, and happy to send you as many copies to review and do code giveaways or even just physical copy giveaways. And then in the next game, I mean, you can't get press releases, you can't get you can't get replies to emails like, hey, we published all this coverage, which makes you hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they can't even be bothered to reply.
they suffer from split personality.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Number 3 for me is Microsoft. Little history with Microsoft. They got mad at us a couple of years ago because we believe in saying the word Christmas. And they wanted us to say holiday season. We said, no, holiday season's offensive, and we're not going to try to hide Christmas.
Holiday season is what, Thanksgiving that has the most holidays?
Yeah, holiday season is Thanksgiving through Christmas. So it's like, why do you even do that? So anyway, so they were like, they got mad at us, and they're Idleman, now it's Assembly Inc. Couldn't reply. They stopped sending us reviewable copies, stopped sending us emails, stopped everything. Just because we believe in not hiding Christ, and we're not going to hide that. And to me, that's they're discriminating based on religious belief, which is a violation of the United States Constitution and a violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. They don't care. I even point out to them. I say, you realize you're violating these important documents. They can care less. Laws, rules. Number 2 for me is Atlas. They got all mad because we wouldn't put them in our
Christmas
buying guide. And we've explained this year after year after year, the top scoring games. They didn't care. They had
We're sorry, a game that gets a 40 is not going in.
It was in the 40s. I don't know, it's 42, 46, 44, something like that, 45. It was a low scoring game. It's not going to make it. They got all mad because we didn't put them in the Christmas buying guide. And they were like, well, we gave you a reviewable copy, so it should go in there. No, that's not how it works. So, I'm sorry, we're not, one of the corrupt, bought off, gaming media sites. And my number 1 is Nintendo. And Nintendo, it was it May 2015, May 2014, something like that. We published a story where they went and apologized about the Tamagotchi life.
Yeah.
And we point out they never apologized to Christians. Yeah. And we point out that they've done all these offensive things to Christians over the years, and they never apologized. And they got so bent out of shape where we had, and think about this, how many fluff pieces do we have pro Nintendo?
We have quite a few, but let me stop
50,
you for
60.
a minute. Before anyone goes out and tries to buy Tamagotchi Life, question everything you're doing before you walk out that door. You do not want to play it.
Horrible game.
Even with Action Replay, it's terrible. I tried it with Action Replay. The How to Get Married, it's a mini game. Mm-hmm. And it's a hard mini game.
So, that's our top 10 list of the worst companies to work with. And I'd like to thank everyone for watching.
So I hope you have a wonderful day.